始めた夢は足跡消して真っ白な世界に一人の私風が心にささやくのこのままじゃダメなんだ戸惑いにせつき誰にも打ち明けずに悩んでた
So I would like to introduce Michael, who will carry on in terms of other introductions and the show. So Michael,
great. Thanks, Ivy.
Thank you.
So I don't have a yard school voice, so I'm going to be a way to use the mic. I hope you guys don't mind. Welcome. Uh-oh. Is this the second group or the first CD? Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. I know I can get a lot of sound out of this group over here, so you guys have some competition. Well, good evening. Thank you very much all for coming out here and sharing this event with us. But before we get started, I want to introduce my co-MC because it's kind of lonely up here. And so I invited Meg to come down and join me. And so Meg is a cultural education advocate as well as a consultant. She was born and raised in Japan. She moved to the US 26 years ago. That was what, when you were 5?
Yes.
Yeah. And she tried to teach her Shin Nisei children their heritage. Good luck. And she started getting involved in cultural activities. I tell you, the best thing to do is take them to Japan.
We tried.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And she teaches Japanese language, culture, taiko drumming in the Sonoma County. So if you're ever up there, listen for her. She also serves on several boards that are culturally and educationally focused. These are all NPOs, and there's quite a list. Northern California Sister Cities International, the Sebastopol Education Foundation, the Sebastopol World Friends, and last but not least, the Sonoma Matsuri Festival. So her passion is to bring people together by raising cultural awareness in the community. She now resides in Sebastopol and has 2 children who are, I'm assuming now, fluent in Japanese too. Yeah.
Let's keep it that way.
Yes. And Meg is, of course, bilingual, so she's here to help me co-MC this event. So let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you. What I want to do is give you guys a quick rundown. This is what we did when we first started. We went out and reached to the voice of the volunteers. And so we had this first event here at JAMS, and it was called Tohoku Insights. After that, last year what we did was we actually reached out to the residents. And what I want to do is show you a short video that was actually created last year in conjunction with I Love Japan. And this will give you kind of a reference point if you're not familiar with what actually happened in Tohoku. So with that, let me roll this.
ご支援いろいろありがとうございました。第一番に駆けつけてもらったのもアメリカです。我々はこれから復興に向けて頑張りますのでよろしくお願いします。
いろいろなもの、それからプレゼントいっぱいいっぱいありがとうございました。1年経ったけどこれから先も元気でいっぱい笑いながら過ごしたいと思います。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
今まで、ご支援くださった方々本当にありがとうございました。Thank you for America。
ご支援ありがとうございます。末永い応援よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。
アメリカの皆さん、いろいろご支援ありがとうございます。これから復興が始まります。もっともっと頑張りますんで、これからもよろしくお願いします。
ありがとう。
儲けてアメリカに行くぞ。
ありがとう。
Thank you very much for helping Japan and we always appreciate you. Thanks America. せーの。
ありがとうございました。
So my first trip to Tohoku was actually with Daryl. And so he's the guy that actually got me started going to Tohoku. And so now it's probably been, I guess, 8 times that I've been up there. And it's the people that really get me to come back. And that's why this year, what I wanted to do was, was to reach out. We've done the Voice of the Volunteers, the residents, and actually my wife said, hey, you need to get the voice of the future. And who's the future? It's these guys. And so I wanted to get the voice of the students. And so we're very, very fortunate to have these high school kids here today to kind of share with us what their views are and also to kind of show us what they're doing to help revitalize their own hometowns. So this was really the objective that I started with. It was really kind of a broad idea. This is, let's try this. And so it was really to help get the Japanese kids, the students, and couple them with the American culture and American kids here in the Bay Area. And then vice versa, right? Get the American students involved with what's going on in Japan, with the hopes that longer term, these guys would build a relationship and build a bridge. Because that's really what Meg and I like to do, right? Between the Americas and Japan. And so this was one way for us to do that. So we got 3 groups, Sendai and Wesley United Methodist, Ishinomaki, which is represented by Itonabu here, and the Harker School, which is part of the Japanese class there, Harker School, and then Minami Sanriku and the Las Vegas High School Japanese class. So these 3 groups have been working together on Skype and working on projects, and today is the debut of those projects. So just before we get started, a lot of you, I don't believe, how many of you have actually been to Japan? Let's see those hands. Obviously, these guys are from Japan, let's get But for those of you who haven't, I wanted to just give you a real quick, this is Tokyo, and the area that we're talking about is up in here. Sendai is one of those main areas, but when you look at the bigger picture, this is Sendai, and that's one of the groups that we're going to talk to today. Ishinomaki, and then further north is Minami Sanriku, all in the Tohoku region. And so with that, our first group, I want to introduce, Gordon, are you out there? Come on up here, Gordon. We started off with 3, but Gordon is such a tough guy. Actually, Christina, Elise, these guys are so involved with so many activities that they're going to be camp counselors this summer. So they have an event that's going on this weekend, so they weren't able to. They tried and tried. We tried to schedule it. Okay, what if we have it at 8 o'clock? We could drive back. I said, no. And so Gordon says, hey, leave it to me. Exactly, right? That was Gordon's own words. So I said, what can I say? Okay, I'll leave it to you. So with that, let me have Gordon say a few words.
Okay, hi, my name is Gordon Iwagaki. I have a flu, so just deal with my voice for a little bit. So last year I took a trip, 2 weeks long, to Japan with my group, Wesley, led by Miss Vicky over there. And the main mission work we were doing was in the Tohoku area, and I also traveled to Sendai. this had the greatest impact on me personally.
Cool. Well, thanks, Gordon. So, Sendai, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Can you say hi? Nanami, can you hear us?
Okay.
Okay, okay. Say hi to the group. All right. So these guys are actually, you remember that map, in Sendai right now. So what, 2 hours? Is it about roughly 2 hours? Isn't it? About 2 hours north of Tokyo if you take the Shinkansen. It's a pretty quick trip now these days. But it's the capital city of Miyagi. So it's a fairly big city. But these two guys are actually live. It's their Sunday morning already. Ohayou gozaimasu. So what I want to do is they've prepared quite a few videos. But before I get started with their video, I want to show you one that you guys might know this one. But it's a great one because it shows a lot of parts of Sendai. So let me just show you this one.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why.
途切ないので、このままなってんの。なるほど。イェイイェイ
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Good, right? So from here, I want to introduce the two other Gordon's colleagues that unfortunately weren't able to hear, but they were kind enough to share a few words. So,
Hi, my name is Elise Noda.
Hi, my name is Gordy Ogaki.
And I'm Christine Hikiru. We're part of the youth group at Wesley United Methodist Church.
We traveled to Japan for an amazing 2 weeks this summer, and we just had a great time. She didn't go. Christine went, and some more of our youth went, and to get more of the culture, and just all around have just a great time.
And over the past few months, we've been Skyping with students from Sendai, and we've been learning a little bit more about the culture in Sendai and what's going on. And we really hope you enjoy the video that they made because they put a lot of work into it.
So yay! So next time you see him, tell him you saw him at the performance. So Nanami, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes? Okay. So are you ready for your presentation?
Okay.
Okay, can you see the slides? 見えます ?OK。じゃあよろしくお願いします。
I'm Nanami.
I'm Shigetatsu. We are Japanese high school students and live in Sendai now. And the clothes we are wearing now is our school uniform.
Last summer, we went to America and had many valuable experiences. And let us introduce about our hometown Sendai.
Please look at the slide. It was taken in town when the Great East Japan Airstrip happened 4 years ago. In JR Sendai Station, there were over 10,000 commuters and students unable to get home. And there was a lot of damage to the building of Sendai Station. Needless to say, all the trains had stopped, and a lot of people couldn't get back home and stayed at the station all night. Sendai Airport also had a lot of damage by the tsunami, and 67 helicopters and small planes were destroyed. The commuters who worked in Sendai Airport were found rescued on March 16th.
Please look at the next slide.
Oops.
This is a picture of Sendai today. Here, Sendai Station and Sendai Airport are restored to their original size. However, please do not forget, although the great earthquake happened 4 years ago, Tohoku still has a lot of damage. Many lives were lost, and even today, many people are emotionally hurt. Many high school students are taking action for their hometowns.
The reason we are involved in today's event was from our visit to California through the Tohoku program. Spending 3 weeks in California, sharing experiences with other students, we now see Japan from a different perspective and we learn many things.
Please look at the next slide. There was a lot of wrong information related to the nuclear power plants and radiation leakage that occurred in Fukushima after the earthquake and tsunami.
But Sendai has a lot of nice places and things. Please look at next slide. Sendai has changed for the better. We'd like you to come visit and see for yourselves. We went to Sendai Pageant of Starlight and took a video last December. Through this event, you can see how active Sendai is now. Here goes the video.
We are Japanese high school students.
Let us introduce about Sendai Pageant of Starlight. Then let's go!
It's an illumination event held on Jiuzenji Street and Aoba Street, which are the main streets of Sendai. This event holds every December. We are riding on a bus which is called RUPURU Sendai, because it will take us to the place which holds the event. This is a limited time only bus. The interior of the bus is decorated like a pageant of starlight. And we are able to see the central part of Sendai by riding this bus.
着きました。
ここが光のプレゼントです。
イエーイ。あちらを見てください。
160 solid Zelkova trees and 60 million LED light bulbs on it. This event was started in 1986 by citizens in Sendai. At that time, Sendai was called Sendai Desert because the main streets looked very dirty. There was a lot of dust. The citizens who worried about the situation called for people's cooperation and help. It was the first time ever for Japan to hold a Starlight Festival at such a large scale. There are many things to enjoy. For example, to walk between Illumination Road and this road made me feel like I was surrounded by many stars. There are such beautiful scenes of the illuminations reflected in the building's window pane, aren't there? Now there are not only pageants, but also many shops which sell cow's tongue, oyster, and many great foods. There are many wonderful foods in Sendai. How delicious does that sound? Why don't you come to Sendai? Thank you for watching.
Good job, you guys. 聞こえる? Okay, good job. So how many of you guys have had cow tongue? What did you think? Big one.
Gosh, long time ago.
You know, I've had gyukatsu. Have you had gyukatsu? It's also it's good. It's good. Okay, sorry, I digress. So Nanami and Shitatsu have some questions for you guys. So actually, let me fly this one up. So anybody who answers the question correctly, they also have snacks that Gordon's going to hand out. So Gordon's going to judge who's got the quickest hand. So he's the man with the power. じゃあ、ShigetatsuとNanamiお願い。
Did you enjoy the video?
Did you guys enjoy the video? Yes.
We would like to ask you some questions related to Sendai. Number 1. How long is the street that for the illumination event? 110 meters. B. 300 meters or 30 meters. C. 660 meters.
If you think answer A is correct answer, please raise your hand. If you think D is the correct answer, please raise your hand.
Gordon, who was the first?
Oh, I wasn't able to look.
Correct answer, please raise your hand.
One more time. Alright.
Now see?
See, go.
Okay.
Yes.
The answer is C.
Who was that? Was that you, Melody?
Yes.
All right, don't worry, there's three more. All right, next one.
Number 2. How many people visit Sendai pageant of Starlight every year? A. 1 million. B. 2,500,000. C. 4 million.
If you think A is the correct answer, please raise your hand.
Gordon.
If you think B is the correct answer, please raise your hand. If you think C is the correct answer, please raise your hand. The answer is B.
Some over there. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Number 3. This is Sendai Gear character. What is his name? A. Vishomaru. B. Musubimaru. C. Masamatsu.
she say to raise your hand? No. All right, raise your.
It's the correct answer. Please raise your hand.
That's A.
Oh.
No. That's A.
If A is the correct answer, raise your hand.
Oh.
And the answer is B.
Yeah. Shoot, I was Hoorah B. Do you guys get?
The answer is
There you go. That's the way to do it. Good man. Good job. Okay, last question.
Last question. Sendai produces many rice. What is the famous rice brand of Sendai? A. Tohoku. B. Tohoku. Hoshihikari.
If you think A, Tomemore is the correct answer, please raise your hand.
No ways.
If you think B, Akitakomochi is the correct answer, please raise your hand.
Oh, 1B.
If you think C, Hoshihikari is the correct answer, please raise your hand. And the answer is A,
Oh! Nice, good job.
Hoshihikari is the famous rice brand in Niigata. Thank you for listening and come visit Sendai.
Yay! Great job! Good job!
So anybody have questions for the students, Gordon, or students in Sendai?
Oh, there's a question over here. Alex.
Gordon and the Sendai students, how long do you think it's going to take until full recovery? I mean, it's been... How long do you think it's going to be until full recovery? You said it's been 4 years. So from what you've seen, Gordon, what do you think?
So when I was looking at the area, a lot of it is not even rebuilt yet. They kind of just left it. They never rebuilt the city. This is in the farmlands. They just left it. The base of the house, and I saw like buildings just destroyed. No, they just didn't build it. They built levees, so if the next tsunami comes, it won't be as bad to the city. But it's still a while. It's still a while away, definitely, because they're more concerned in how are you going to repair the people that are affected most, and they just want really help from everywhere. Like, we went to one man's house. He gave us a talk over about an hour. He said people from the U.S. come to Japan. It gives us hope because we feel like we've been abandoned. But when people from the U.S. come, it's like it gives them a whole new look on how things are going to occur.
Good. Thanks.
Any other question?
Yes, please. Okay.
How about jobs returning to the area, like fishing and that kind of thing? Are people able to get employment?
Yes, as I know, we went to a fish market, and that part, probably some parts definitely need some work, but I'm not too aware of the jobs. I know that the fish market we went to was fully functioning, and there was a lot of jobs there.
for the Sunday students.
Okay.
How many of their family members have been reunited since the devastation of the town? Because so many were scattered in order to find housing and also some kind of employment.
質問聞こえましたか? Were you able to hear the question?
ちょっと微妙に聞こえませんでした。
はい。
Can I interject?
いや、どうぞどうぞ。もう一回お願いします。
家族の中でどのくらいの人が被害に遭われましたかって、家族の人で、みんなでこうまた会うことができた人たちどのくらいいらっしゃいましたかっていうことです。みんなチリチリバラバラになられたんじゃないかっていう心配をしてらっしゃるんですか？
僕たちの家族がっていうことですか？
そうですね。はい。まあお友達でもいいですし。
なんか仙台に住んでる人は比較的家族を亡くしたっていう人は少ないですね。でもちょっと海の近い方に行くとみんな親を亡くしたり、その友達が自分の友達を亡くしたりっていう人がやっぱり多いっていうのがいいんです。
はい、ありがとうございます。Not many people in Sendai that they knew directly lost their family members, but farther out, some of the family members of their friends lost family members. So I have a question for you guys, Nanami and Shigetatsu. Or Nanami, you came to California last summer. How was it for you? Did you enjoy the experience?
Yes.
What was your favorite food?
Eh,
食べ物、何が美味しかったですか？
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. Yay. Thank you very much. お疲れ様です。Good job, you guys.
Great job, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. ありがとうございました。So we'll see you guys again soon, huh? All right, thanks a lot. Thanks, Gordon. Good job, huh? Hey, Gordon, you forgot to tell us about that one story. I'm sorry. Well, two stories actually. One real quick. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Okay. All right, I'll let you off the hook. Gordon, good job. You did a good job just standing in there by yourself. So. Yes, I'm sorry, that's what I meant.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. So, the experience I had in Tohoku was a really meaningful service, had a really meaningful purpose for the reason for the mission work. I was provoked into believing that what I was doing for Wesley and for Japan was meaningless, as we didn't do too much. We just pulled weeds and helped around their farm for a little bit. But I would soon truly understand what we would deal with for these understand what we would do for these people. It was not to bring mass amounts of help to rebuild the community structure or to restore one's belongings. We were there to restore hope back into the community's heart. By having close conversations with these people that were affected most by the earthquake, it put a deeper picture into my mind. These were brave individuals that did not want help rebuilding their homes. In fact, at one point they didn't. They just wanted to talk to us we were only pulling weeds for 40 minutes, and he took us inside to talk to us for about an hour and a half, and that was it for the work. One incident was when the earthquake hit us in Sendai, and we were working at the Emmaus Center, which was where the main service was taking place at. And we woke up to an earthquake at 4 a.m. and immediately I was like dazed because it's 4 a.m. and I looked out and all the workers were already ready to act upon if there was a tsunami to come. And I went outside to hear the loudspeakers and listen to what they were saying, and until they said that the earthquake was over. So it really helped me understand that the earthquake and the tsunami that happened in 2011 really affected these people, and it will always be in their mind forever.
Thanks for sharing that. So, Gordon, you don't want to tell that other story, huh? darn, it's a good story too. It's a really funny story. All right, Gordon, good job. Thank you very much. All right, so good job, you guys. What I want to do now is introduce the next group, and we're going to go ahead and show this video while we get them to come out after your transition.
今日の石巻は雨、気分も落ち込みますね。人生でも悲しくて落ち込むことがありますが、それでも今日を生きている皆さんの心が晴れるようにこの曲をお届けします。ファレル・ウィリアムスのハッピー。
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high to bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high to bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go, bring me down, can't want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is. You, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
So just in case you didn't catch this, the guys here actually created this video. So that's why you see a lot of them in the video. So Itonabu is the group that Mr. Furiyama is from, and we'll have him introduce himself shortly, but I wanted to take this opportunity to also introduce some of the other Java members that are here that are kind of shy. So maybe we'll have them stand up.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna come up.
They thought they would get away with just coming here eating. You might recognize them. They were in the video. So all these guys were in the video.
Hi, my name is Yasu. I make Android application. Nice to meet you.
Hello everyone. I'm Kyohei. I'm developing Android application. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
What's your nickname? Yeah. What's your nickname?
Nickname? My nickname is Fish.
Fish.
Japanese word Osakana. Because I'm into fishing. よろしくお願いします。
Hi, my name is Sayaka Ota. My nickname is Nana. And my work is graphic designer and application design and logo design, character design などいろいろやってます。よろしくお願いします。
You guys can't see this, but this she actually designed that. I'll show you a bigger picture of it on the screen, but we'll let you guys guess who that person is today. All right, so with that, I just wanted to introduce them real quickly. Of course, Ishinomaki and the Harker kids are up here now, and the Itonabu folks are actually IT folks. And I'm going to let you, this is their video.
On March 11, 2011, Japan was hit by a massive earthquake. The earthquake devastated the Tohoku district of Japan, especially Ishinomaki City, which is where we live. But it has been for years since the earthquake, and the city has gone through much reconstruction. There are still some signs of the damage left by the earthquake, but the city has slowly recovered.
Ishinomaki Technical High School is a very lively school that has many students who actively participate in clubs. It also has a very high employment success rate. Every day, students work hard at club activities, but they also spend time studying for examinations. We are part of the electrical club, so we go on the PCs in the lab there and have been development Android applications.
During the summer of the last year, our electrical club participated in the Ishinomaki Hackathon. For the Ishinomaki Hackathon, you have to complete the coding from the problem you want to make. Within 3 days, the development events continued until the day they announced the results. Each member separately created the app and then released them in Google Play.
The sponsor for the Ishinawaki Hackathon was Itonab. The organization of Ishinawaki, according to Mr. Kuriyama, the representative of Itonab, its goal until 2021 is to create 1,000 IT engineers from Ishinawaki. Android app development is taught to the young people of Itonab at an event called Tech Dojo, which is regularly held for elementary students up to college students to participate in. We also participated in Tech Dojo last winter and continue to learn the basic for Java's development language and more.
Great, I'm going to introduce Mr. Furuyama. He was born in Ishinomaki in 1981. Right after he graduated from high school, he moved to Tokyo and started his own IT company specialized in web production and design. After the Tohoku disasters in 2011, he returned to his hometown Ishinomaki to support the recovery effort. He currently goes back and forth between Tokyo and Ishinomaki. In addition to his work with Itonabu, he teaches software development at his alma mater, Ishinomaki Technical High School. His goal is to help the rebirth of Ishinomaki through IT education. Let's welcome Mr. Furuyama.
Thank you for the introduction and invitation me. And it is a great pleasure to be here. Sorry, I'm not so good at English. Ishinomaki street fashion with kendama around neck. Street fashion. Okay. Itonab's initial goal is to cultivate 1,000 new IT engineers by 2021, which is the 10-year anniversary of the March 11 earthquake. We want to nurture young talent from Ishinomaki that can go on to play an active role in the world. Ishinomaki is a small city in the countryside of northeast Japan. However, I believe that if you have even a single computer, you essentially have a platform to challenge the world. I decided to establish Itonab to create an environment for young people in Ishinomaki to grow their talent locally. Itonab is an organization that provides an environment for young people to learn software development. Our program serves all young people from elementary school students to college level students. The origin of the name Itonab is a word I coined consisting of the Japanese word IT, play, learn, engage, and innovation. At Itonab, we would like to foster world-class IT engineers. In order to realize this goal, we cannot teach by the textbook. We need to provide education to our students. Ishinomaki is a small city that has been, in a sense, rebooted by the earthquake. If the earthquake hadn't occurred, young people would have continued to live Ishinomaki, which had long struggled with depopulation. However, because of the enormous damage sustained in the earthquake, we began to receive attention from all around the world. As a result, we have been able to set up toward a brighter future, and now we are riding high. We experienced so much sacrifice during the earthquake. That is why I believe we need to aim even higher and never be content with the status quo. I believe this is a chance for Ishinomaki to rise up, and that is why I will continue to work to uplift Ishinomaki. Thank you.
That's pretty impressive, right? 1,000 IT engineers from Ishinomaki by 2021.
Yeah.
So, holy smokes.
Yeah.
But you know, he's right. With a laptop, you can be anywhere. And you know, the connections in Japan are super fast because they use fiber. So, I think they're actually faster than they are here. So, if they're in Japan, that's not a problem anymore. So, I applaud you guys. Good job. Good luck. So I forgot to mention, there are actually 2 of their fellow students, 1, 2, on Skype as well. So these guys are actually in Ishinomaki on a Sunday morning. And so this is their actual Itonabe site.
Elementary school student.
Konnichiwa.
Yellow boy.
何してるの？ゲーム？
ゲームだけど。He is a YouTuber.
YouTuber. Okay. Alright. 自己紹介お願いできる？英語で。
I am 高橋俊太郎。
俊太郎。
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 太郎。
Good morning. もう一人隠れてるね。
Good morning.
もう一人は？
これですか。My name is シュート高橋。
シュート。
ニックネーム。
ニックネーム is ゴール。
Why ゴール？
because my name is シュート。サッカーのゴールですって。
Shoot. Okay, I got it. A little slow. I got it. Well, good morning. ありがとうございました。
Good morning.
So the next video these guys actually prepared was to show what kind of applications are these guys actually building. And so what I want to show now is the specific applications. Here they are.
石巻ハッカソンパーティシペーション For 2 days, we developed applications which programmers at Hackathon thanks to the support of Corona organization. We were able to create various applications.
Google Play Store release. The applications that we created in cooperation with Itonab were released in September. There were 11 applications in total. Now we will introduce some of the applications.
Application Speedy Billiard. Speedy Billiard is a time trial game where you try to drop balls. Other than you won white ball as fast as possible. If you drop your own ball, you are able to recover at the cost of an additional 3 seconds added to your time. When I made this game, I had no knowledge about billiards, but I tried my best to simulate a realistic billiard game.
And to avoid introduction, tap to jump. It is very easy to operate. There are 3 different modes in this game. Keep avoiding objects for 30 seconds mode, endless mode, and impossible mode. When you hit the left side of the screen, the game is over. We have not made the BGM yet, but we would like to add it in the future.
App shooting practice. Touch the target that appears at random in the 30 seconds. This game calls for getting the most amount of points possible. If you don't properly aim and shoot at the target, your points will be deducted Please play this game since it is easy and can be played in a short amount of time. Airplane game description. The app that I made is called the Airplane game. In this game, it will be game over if you hit your own balls or the boxes that are the enemies. Also, the game will slowly increase in difficulty as the time progresses. This was my first time making an app, so there were times when I was troubled, but I am happy that I was able to complete it. App don't touch it. In this app, when the game starts, earn points by touching the countless white squares that appear on the screen. It is an easy and endless game. However, red squares will appear as well, and touching those will result in a game over. The cutting stick figure in this game touches the button at the right timing to cut down an incoming ball. I made the drawing of the stick figure and other animations as well. When I was making this game, I had a feeling that it was going well. When I actually played the game, there were many parts that were different from what I thought it to be, and it took a little more time to make. There were many difficult parts, but I am glad that I finally made a game that can be played. App Meteor Shower. The app that I made is called Meteor Shower. The stars come flying at the same time that the game starts. It is a simple game that requires you to use your finger to move the character at the bottom of the screen to dodge the stars. Ultimately, the fun part is seeing how many seconds you can last without getting hit.
So I will introduce our special guest, Yuzuki Yaguchi-kun. Right. Just gonna. How old are you? 13 years old. 13 years old. アメリカどうですか？楽しいです。He's having fun in America. Right. He's going to show us his application. Right. So, どうぞじゃあ見てください。
はい、お願いします。
Hi. I'm Yuzuki Yaguchi, and I come from Japan. I'm 13 years old, and a first year student in junior high school. I've been studying Android application development at Ishitonabu Ishinomaki since I was 12 years old. This is my first Android application. This is a game I made Keshkaran. The deer is running in the game. And when you touch the jump button, the deer jumps. Jump over mountain-shaped obstacles and collect deer cookies. Collect 30 cookies and the game is completed. If the deer touches any obstacles, the game is over. I released Keshkaran in Google Play Store. Please download this game in your mobile Android phone. Today I want to communicate with as many people as I can and to enjoy this event. Also, I want to have many ideas and opinions and try to widen my view. Nice to meet you and thank you for listening.
Wow, you're a born salesman. Yeah. Holy smokes. So we had dinner last night with the group, Harker and Ishinomaki, and over dinner I said, wow, what drove your parents to allow you to come here? And what was your answer? なんで親がこの若い時にアメリカに行ってもいいっていう質問ですよ。英語ですか？日本語でもいい。メイグの方で翻訳してくれるの。大丈夫です。
父が20代の時にアメリカに来てすごい衝撃を受けたらしくて、この衝撃を若い頃にもっと受けてほしいって言って。
So he was encouraged by his father, who came to the States in his 20s, and he had a big culture shock. And his father wanted him to experience, like the America when he was young. So he was supported by his parents.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. The other thing he shared with me was this was back in the mid 80s. So at the boom of the hardware, Silicon Valley was truly semiconductors, right? So Silicon Valley at its best. And so his dad was in electronics business, and so he smelled and felt it. And so he wanted to give that same experience to his kids. So isn't that cool? Yeah.
And I want to tell you about this Keshikaran, the title of this game. Shika is deer, and you see run. So Keshikaran is like don't you dare kind of in Japanese, but it's a pun. It's really well made.
それ誰作ったの？名前自分で？
自分とあと教えてくれた先生で。
あ、偉い。Yeah.
So he and his teacher named this game.
And then the name, the title, that's pretty cool. Good job. Good job.
Great job.
So during the course of this program, the Harker kids were helping them with translation. So they got these pages of Japanese and said, okay, here, translate this. And so that's their involvement in this. And so all the English, although the Ishinomaki kids were the ones reading it, they were all the translation was done by the Harker kids. And so good job, you guys. And then they asked them a series of questions. And so we asked them to videotape those questions, and here's the response.
What do you think about Ishinomaki now compared with soon after the earthquake?
Though I've never been there before, I saw some pictures of it, and I think it's a really, really beautiful place now. After the earthquake, I heard that it was a lot of destruction, and many of the houses were like half destroyed or fully destroyed. But now they've been through a lot of rebuilding, and I've seen their school and other locations of the city, and I think it's really well built now, and it's a really beautiful place.
What do you think about Ishinomaki now compared to with soon after the earthquake?
I think they've come a long way, and the area's improved, and they've gotten a lot of aid and assistance in there. But I think there's still they still need to continue raising awareness and fundraising and continue to improve the area. I know after Hurricane Katrina in America, there's still some areas, even today in 2015. The hurricane was 10 years ago. There's still some areas that haven't fully recovered. So I think it's a long road. It's a long road to healing, and we need to continue raising awareness.
I can't see my face. It's embarrassing. Hazukashi.
What is your impression of Ishinomaki Technical High School and its students?
I think they're really intelligent. It's really impressive. Like that one time that that guy showed us, like the thing he made with the music and the shapes was really well done and interesting. And I think they're really good at making games and stuff. I really like Mr. Furuyama's idea and how he aspires to start a place for these students. I think that the students seem really nice and are really intelligent since they can make apps by themselves.
What did you do when the earthquake of 3/11 occurs?
I was in class listening to the morning announcements when I learned about the March 11th earthquake, and I was very surprised and shocked. And since my relatives live in Japan, I was really scared about them.
I was in 7th grade and I was in class at the time. I believe I heard the news from a friend and I quickly got out my phone and called my mother to ask her and see if everyone in Japan was okay. And for about a week, friends and teachers constantly asked me about my relatives, and luckily none of my relatives were affected by the disaster, but that went on for about a week.
How were Japan and Ishinomaki reported in California?
When I first heard about the earthquake, I didn't really hear about any place specifically or Ishinomaki specifically. I just heard overall how Japan was affected and how the people of Japan were affected, and that it was really devastating and it destroyed so many homes, and it was really devastating. And a lot of pictures were shown, I know, on the news and whatnot, which really showed what the people went through and what they still had to go through and are going to continue to go through the healing process of fixing everything. So, yeah. Give us some ideas for Android applications.
You could try making some more sports games. I know those are very popular for phone users.
Good job, you guys. All right. So, any questions for the Harker or Ishinomaki kids since they're here live? Yes. Okay, I want to give you the mic.
So, no applications for Apple phones, iPhones?
I think I heard Android.
Yeah, it's all Android.
iOS は作ってない。Oh, really? They tried, but they got rejected. Wow. それなんかウイルスの問題? Wow. 厳しいの? It sounds like they must have pretty high standards. Or they're, it's kind of, it's tough. The hurdle's tough. Yeah.
I have a question for Harker kids. You guys did a great job translating materials. I do translation work, and sometimes you really need to know what's happening, background, culture of what you're translating. Did you encounter any challenges like that? Melody.
Well, I did when I participated in this project. I did do a lot of research beforehand so that I got a general idea of what was happening. So when I started translating, I didn't encounter too many problems.
Good job.
Good. Great.
Yeah, I think the context can be a little difficult sometimes. Like I think the Ishinomaki hackathon was sponsored by, I think it was the Kelowna.
You thought it was a beer company?
Yeah, I thought it was Corona.
I know. I would have been there right with you.
A little strange.
Yeah.
But I looked up the Ishinomaki hackathon and got some content.
Smart man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You kind of have to break the sentences down piece by piece and then kind of put it together.
Good job. Good job.
Great job.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes. Oh gosh, it's going to be a long ride if I'm getting to
I was just wondering what the majors of the Harker students are, if they have any interest in computers or IT, to be able to communicate that way. Are you majors, anybody in computers or IT or engineering?
So Harker doesn't have a specific focus like the Ishinomaki Technical High School does, but everyone at school has to take a computer science requirement. So I mean, I think to some degree, everyone has like a pretty, everyone takes like programming or advanced programming or even AP computer science. So we have a lot of like people skilled in computer science actually. Yeah, who also do Java.
Yeah, also we're a private school, so we offer a lot more advanced classes, and we give a lot more opportunities for students to take some classes that some other schools won't.
Yeah, there are like specialty classes like AP computer architecture and like neural networks and stuff.
Future project.
One more question.
Just curious for the Harvard students, how many years of Japanese have you taken in order to be able to do the translation?
Both my parents are Japanese, and for me, this may sound really intense, but I've been going to Japanese school every Saturday since the first grade, and I graduate next week. And so I speak Japanese at home, and I took a Japanese course at school last year for 1 year, but other than that, everything is outside.
I've been taking Japanese since the 6th grade. That's the first year Harker offered it. I was kind of bored with Spanish. I've been forced to take it for years, and it just looked it looked exciting, it looked interesting, it looked different, and so I just chose that. So I've been taking that since the 6th grade. So that's I think this is my 6th year.
Wow.
Yeah, the translation isn't too difficult. I mean, these guys did a lot of work on it too. And Melody, how many years have you?
Well, my mother is Japanese, so I slowly learned Japanese through my parents, but I'm not very good at Japanese, so I started taking classes in high school, so this is my 3rd year taking Japanese in high school.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And Kavi, how many years?
I've been taking it since 6th grade too, but I'm younger than him, so it's my 5th year.
So I think we all had like a pretty good grasp of it, but especially with Alyssa, who's a super pro, completely fluent. It was pretty easy.
Elizabeth, any comments? You're hiding back there. I don't want you to fall asleep.
I started taking Japanese my freshman year in high school, so this is my 4th year as a senior taking Japanese. So yeah.
Very good. Good job.
This is my 5th year as well, same as Kamiya.
Very good. Well, good job, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you guys all again for all the time and all the translation and everything else. These are pictures from all of our different Skype calls that we've had, so you can tell they are a bunch of characters. But thank you guys very much. And Ito Naba mo arigatou gozaimashita. They're gaming. I think I should game. All right, you guys, let's get into some of this. Thank you very much. Let's give a big round. With that, I want to have the Las Vegas guys come on up. I know you guys are disappointed because there wasn't another happy video. But I was worried that you guys were going to start dancing, so I thought, okay, I better change it up. Actually, Octopus-kun is the Minami Sanriku mascot. And there'll be a little discussion or explanation about it, so I won't go into it. But we thought we'd play this just to kind of spin it a little differently and to kind of give you a little bit of background on Octopus-kun, because it is the mascot, and you're going to see it and hear about it in a little bit here. But before we do that, let's say hello to Minami Sanriku in Las Gatas. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, 聞こえる？聞こえます？聞こえなかった。聞こえる？
聞こえる人？
おー、OK。おー、新井さんの声がすごい大きい。おはようございます。So these guys are actually calling us from Minami Sanriku. Hey. Uh-oh. Oh, now she's trying to adjust it. Oh, look at that. Okay. Live. Okay. So, before I show you this video, I wanted to ask Jordan Sensei to come on up here and give us a few words about this video, because there was an interesting story behind this video.
Yes.
And so with that, Anne, come on up here.
Okay.
Thanks. Welcome, Anne.
Don't worry, I have a paper, it's not long. So I'm their teacher. And so when we started this project, our objective, actually, Michael, to be honest, we weren't really sure, right? Right, okay. It began to form. But what we knew was that we needed to find out, we were trying to connect with the students from Minami Sanriku. And we did that through various Skype meetings, and you know, kind of the way we roll, right, at Los Gatos. Who has that's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
We just kind of, okay, what are we doing here? What's our objective? And then we're not sure, but it kind of forms as we go. Isn't that kind of what happened? Yeah. And you know, I pretended like I knew what I was doing. Right? Okay. But we knew that we were supposed to find out as much as we could about each other, you know, get to know each other. Michael characterized it as kind of like, or I don't know, maybe we both kind of came up with it, that it was, you know, like a date, you know, our first Skype meeting, right? We're trying to figure each other out, so, you know, it's a first date, and, you know, we got to kind of close after a few Skype meetings. And, but we still weren't really clear, you know, like what, we know that we want to introduce the community of Minami Sanriku to our community and to the larger, you know, this area, but we didn't have the context. We weren't sure, you know, how we were going to roll it out. But the answer was actually right in front of us the whole time. So you saw Octopus-kun, and he's the mascot of Minami Sanriku. And you know, he represents Minami Sanriku's connection with the sea, but also in the last 4 years, he represents the efforts to revitalize and, you know, and be, you know, to rebuild. So we have a mascot. Our school is named after the town. There's only one high school. The name of the high school and the town is Los Gatos, which, as you probably know, means the cats. So we said, wait, we have a mascot, cat. Let's see what we can do with that. So we struggled with the name, because Octopus-kun, what does octopus mean?
It's like
Oku?
Oku is like the verb to place, and then like to means like so it's like when you place, and then the English word pass, like pass.
To pass something. So kids will take this octopus in Japan, put it on their desk before an exam or something, and then, you know, that's like a good luck charm. I'm going to pass. So what do we do? How do we do, like, you know, the wildcat version of that? So we brainstormed, and we came up with nothing, right? Nickel. Nickel. Doesn't work. We can't make it clever. How about cat? that? Right? Nothing was working. And then we just said, let's just put it to the seniors. This is Japanese 3 and some students in AP class, so we asked the AP students, and we came up with some really stupid ideas. But one kid who's not here, he said, katsu, katto, katsu. What about katsu? Katsu means to win, to persevere. It's like pasu, but it's katsu. So our mascot became Katsu. And we dressed him up, we brought him to our last Skype meeting, and then we said goodbye to Katsu. And Katsu went with Michael to Minami Sanriku. And something kind of magical happened when we started to see the photographs of Katsu, like not the gnome, but Katsu here in various places in Minami Sanriku. We had kind of, no matter who we showed those pictures to, this weird reaction, like, wait, it's like we're there, but we're not. Wait a minute, that's the context. And so this was a long explanation, and my husband who's here will say, you give too much context. So, I did it again. But anyhow, what we hope is that we couldn't visit Minami Sanriku this time. We, have school and everything, but we will, and we hope that, through Katsu, because just as we were able to experience some of the magic of the community, that you will also through the video that they worked on. So.
Thanks, Anne.
Check this out.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that is amazing. You know, the first time I saw this, I was like, oh my God. I had this lump. Very, very nice. A lot of these pictures, they use a group Facebook page. So Las Gatas and Minami Sanriku would post these pictures, and they was going viral because, I mean, just within the, 15 people, they were just posting pictures like crazy. And so you see Octopus-kun all of a sudden on one side, and then Cactus, I don't know, Katsuku, gomen. I was thinking cactus. So Katsuku, no, Katsuku would be, I mean, all over the place. And it's just amazing, amazing pictures. So it almost, literally, like you said, Anne, made you feel like you were there.
Yeah.
So, and I will.
Students, kids that we showed the pictures to said, I want one.
Hey,
I
marketing.
want to go.
Marketing. Yeah, yeah. Next year. Anyway.
Right, so, おはようございます。聞こえますか？聞こえます。はい、自己紹介をしていただけますか？私からいきます。はい、お願いします。名前は高橋遥と申します。はるか。
はるちゃん。
はい。はるちゃん。そうです。
おはようございます。
おはようございます。はい、もう一人の方、どうぞ。
私の名前は佐々木里奈です。よろしくお願いします。
キリナさん。リナさん、おはようございます。よろしくお願いします。今ビデオ見てどうでしたか？なんか楽しい。なんていうんだろう。見てて笑顔になる。ワクワクした。ありがとうございます。I just asked them how they enjoyed the video, and they said it was fun, and I gave them make them smile, and they were excited, feeling waku waku, so they liked it. ありがとうございました。そこ手に持っているのは南三陸のパンフレットですか？
クリアファイルです。
もうちょっと。お。
It says Treasure Town, Minami Sanriku.
There was one more pamphlet that the Las Gatas kids actually grabbed and translated, and we actually have some. I stole these from the cafe in Minami Sanriku. So they posted this in PDF on Facebook, and then the Las Gatas kids translated the entire thing in English. Oh, that's right. You guys haven't seen the real thing. You've only seen PDFs of it. That's true.
There was some challenges.
Yeah, I'm sure, because when I just took a look, it has some dialects and some acronyms, and just tell us how it was for you.
Well, so the translation was done by the AP class mostly. So some of the students who were here today didn't actually have a part in translating it. But we have native speakers of Japanese in our class, so they were a lot of help for us because some of us don't really know the language.
The dialect was
tough. There are also some confusing cultural things, like there's this big thing in talking about like moais and this entire connection with Chile that's like, okay, well how did a moai get to Japan? I don't understand, but there's like this entire thing about it in there that's really interesting and strange, so that was fun to learn about.
Yeah, so did you guys read about that?
Yeah.
They had to.
Oh, I guess so, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to translate it.
Yeah.
So what's the story?
The connection is in Chile, I think 60 years ago or something like that, there was a huge earthquake, and that earthquake caused like the tsunami in Japan. So the two cities have a connection now, and they sent a statue that was actually in the video on the part that it said like Kazukun, like which showed like friendship and history. The slide that said history featured the statue that Chile gave to Minami
In return. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because I think the original statue was destroyed during the tsunami and earthquake. And so in recognition of that, the country actually sent another one. And that's what you're seeing there. And that's right next to the Sansan shopping area. Yeah. So very cool. Good.
Was there any particular word that it was really hard to translate?
I can't remember.
I don't remember what it was. I think there was something.
Yeah, you're looking it up.
Yeah.
I know it's tough because there's so many.
Yeah.
Well, good job.
Good job.
Yeah, good job, you guys. So one thing we also did, and we've never done this before, but they were up for the challenge, was they started practicing this duet in Japanese. So let it go. And there's a lot of meanings to that, but anyway, it's a pretty song, and so we thought, this would be a great time. Unfortunately, Tohoku, who was the lead singer on this, couldn't join us tonight, but she was kind enough to send us a video. And so the Los Gatos kids have been practicing this in Japanese.
They're not singers.
But they are. I've heard them. I mean, you guys will have to go karaoke in it. But check this out.
降り始めた雪は足跡を消して真っ白な世界に一人の私風が心にささやくのこのままじゃダメなんだと戸惑い傷つき誰にも打ち明けずに悩んでたそれももうやめようありのままの姿見せるのよありのままの気分になるの何も怖くない風よ吹け少しも寒くないわ悩んでたことが嘘みたいねだってもう自由よ何でもできるどこまでやれるか自分を試したいのその予感はあるよ私ありのままで空へ風に乗ってありのままで飛び出してみるの二度と涙は流さないわ冷た大地を包み込み高く舞い上がる想い描いて花咲く森の結晶のように輝いていたいもう見れたのこれでいいの自分を好きになってこれでいい
You know, it's fun when we were doing it on Skype because we're worried about the whole sync. Because the problem is, if you ever use Skype, there's a delay. And so you have to line up with one side and one side only. Because if they're singing and she's singing, their singing going back is delayed. And so what we agreed to do was, we'll follow her lead, and then we would just follow. They would turn their speaker off. Because otherwise it reverberates, and it just doesn't work. And so this was the second best thing, is if she could be live, then we'll have it recorded. And so Mr. Arai, who's hiding in the background, who's their technical side and also band guy, did a lot of this for us in the background. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Great job. Yeah, we're those Intalabu guys. Tasukete. Actually, my next slide was just really basically questions back to the kids. So if you have any questions for the Minami-san Niku or the Las Gatas High kids, students, excuse me, this is your chance. And I'll fix this.
Do you have any questions? I have one for you. So I'm sure it was quite an experience for you to work on this project. How would you like to use what you learned from this project in future? Do you have any ideas, plans?
So we're starting a band. No.
Any other idea?
Any better ideas?
The focus of the video that we made was tourism, because one of the large parts of their economy is tourism. And if you look on their Wikipedia page, it's listed as a resort town, so you can imagine that the tsunami would affect that in a negative way. So when we were making the video, we really just wanted to highlight the fun things that you can do in Minami-san Nuku if you visit there. So I think I even said when I was making the video, I was like, wow, I feel like a salesman. So, yeah, there's huge exchange with all the they pretty much told us what there is to do in Minami-san Nuku, and we kind of formatted that and marketed it and try to make it a tourist kind of video.
I want to go.
Yeah.
Again.
And most of the pictures that were featured, even the ones that didn't have Katsukun, were taken by our correspondents, if you will, in Japan.
Nice.
So it's all original.
Nice.
Wow.
Good job.
Very nice.
We have been talking about and brainstorming some ideas for how we can go take this another step further. I haven't actually shared that. You seniors will be gone, but I have plans.
Mass producing Katsukun.
Yes.
Making a quick buck.
Yeah, Katsukun is and Octopusukun. The story continues.
Yeah. Because you know, next year it's the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And so we talked about, volunteers, the residents, the students. So now it's just going there.
Right.
That's the ultimate. And I've gotten really familiar with the area. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and bring a group. So, yeah. Actually, I'm going to start with my family in a week.
Would you ever take a tour group there?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I go there so often that I would just tell you when I'm going.
Yeah.
And if you want to join me, you can join me. And I would just tell you, this is what I'm going to do. Bum, bum, bum.
So, but it was really focused on Tohoku.
It would focus on Tohoku. Well, so the 3 cities that we talked about today, I've been there literally half a dozen times. And I have a pattern or a route that I take.
Oh, wonderful.
And as U.S. passport holders, we have access to what they call the East Rail Pass.
Yes.
Nima Nisan, so it's about 200 US right now. It's 5 days of unlimited JR, Shinkansen, anywhere you want to go, and covers the whole Tohoku area. So for relatively cheap, you can cover 5 days of Tohoku. That's what I usually do. I get a rail pass the minute I land, and I just go.
You would set up the hotels.
I could set up, yes, yes. I have hotels, rent-a-cars. I've had to do it so many times. They start to know me. It's like, okay.
And now you have the band.
Yes, yes. And then perform. And then we'll hook up with, of course, Kanako and do it live. So.
Do you guys remember how this singing started? Do you want to share that?
I remember
Because it was kind of weird and
Yeah,
spontaneous.
it was the first Skype call. I remember I asked for a conversation topic if anyone played instruments, and Kanako played. What was the name?
Sunshin.
Yeah,
It's very
Sunshin.
old.
And
It
he
was brought by like
Okinawa.
soldiers from Okinawa. Right?
Yeah, and it was really
Came
cool
for
because
restoration effort.
Kanako did a performance for us on that, and it was like really interesting. We're like, oh my god, she's got such a great voice. She's so talented. And then somehow, I can't remember how, the conversation turned to Frozen because that's like the big thing in Japan.
Exactly.
And so.
And did you have your guitar at that time?
No, I didn't have my guitar in the first call, but every single call afterwards, I brought it along.
Yeah.
And it just kind of happened, and then we started singing Frozen together and learning it in Japanese and all that.
It was pretty cool though. Yeah. Good job. Okay. So thank you guys again. Good job by both groups.
皆さん見てください。ありがとうございました。新井さん、ありがとうございました。新井さん、顔出して。新井さん、顔出して。Show us your face.
Hey, it looks like Katsuku. Just kidding. ありがとうございました。お疲れ様です。
お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。
Okay, so we're gonna, all right. Thanks again, good job. These are all the crazy Skype calls that we've done. Oh, hey, Nani, that's his hair. That's his real hair. This has got to be the most comical one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is them in their snow outfits, and this is like your Southwest get up.
We had the flying pig hats.
That's right, the pig hats. Yeah, I won't forget that. That was good. Anyway, good job, you guys. Thanks again, and thank you all as well for all your work. Good job. It's amazing, right? When you get groups of high school students together, what they can do. It's just amazing. This is an image that I use a lot when we have kids come to the museum and I'm giving a group tour. And this really has resonated with a lot of students because it's really what I guess symbolizes the Japanese spirit, and that is bamboo. I don't know how many of you have bamboo in your backyard, but if you try to get rid of it, it just keeps coming back. That's not what I meant though, but it's a very hardy and it's very resilient. And I think that's part of the Japanese soul. So no matter what happens, right? If it blows in the wind, it comes back. I don't care, earthquake, tsunami, it comes back. And that's really what's happening, right, in Tohoku, because you see these kids and what they're trying to do at a young age. It's very energizing. And so I share that with the kids here every time they come, and I also tell these kids that it's the same kind of spirit. So no matter where, don't forget that inner spirit is within you, right? So think of the bamboo. There were many, many people that helped me put this together, but I have to acknowledge all the key members. So Sendai Nanami Miura, who's the student lead, and she was also the Tomodachi 2014 participant. She was our homestay girl, and so we got to know her that way. But she also recruited quite a few kids. They produced that video on their own. Furiyama-san, where are you? Thank you very much for your contribution. Good job. Arai-san, who you saw, the hairy guy in the video. He was also one of the youth leaders that helped me really reach out to the Minami-Sanriku kids, so good job there. Vicky, where are you? Ah, there you go. Vicky, thank you very much. Leslie Methodist. Aridoma Sensei, where are you? Ah, you know what? Thank you very much. And then, of course, Jordan Sensei, thank you very much as well. She was worried about what I was up to. She still kept up with it, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm still worried.
And then I have to thank Meg, who kindly agreed to co-host with me. She had no idea what she was getting into. But she did a lot of background work before the event, and so I have to thank her because I was scrambling, right? I was like, oh my God, Meg, can you help me with this? Meg, can you help me with that? She's like, oh sure, no problem. Phew!
Oh, good.
So thank you very much.
Sounded like that.
No. Thank you very much. That was our shot. So good job. Thank you. our 2 video guys, Dwayne and my Jeffrey there. Thank you guys, good job. Actually, I should wait till after I see the video, huh? Skype, Seigo! Thank you! Man behind the scenes. Really easy name to remember. Just say go. I'm like, Saigo? What? It's no, just say go. Okay, I get it. Thank you very much, good job. Well, hospitality, which we're going to start here in a few seconds here. Vicky and the Wesley folks, thank you guys all very much. Good job. And then my wife for all the volunteer participant snacks. Thanks, June. And all the guys that made this come together, I mean, we spent time trying to set all this stuff yesterday, and we tried it a couple times before because this is it looks like a pretty trivial setup from your point of view, but when you come back here and you see all the wires and all the stuff that's in this room, oh my gosh. But I guess that's part of IT, right? We want to push the envelope, and so this is an opportunity for us to push that envelope through programs like this. And so we try to do that, and that's what we're trying to do with the kids, luckily, I didn't lose power, so it worked. But Chris, who helped with the setup, Glenn, who helped with a lot of the drilling and everything to get this thing the way it is. The guy on the speaker, as well as getting all the stuff set up. Como, is she here? She does our public programs. And Runa, thank you guys all very, very much. Let's give a big round of applause. I have to thank Kikuman. They were kind enough to donate some soy milk, so if you haven't had it, try it. It's in the refrigerator. It's really good cold. So I'll bring it up. And as you know, we recorded the whole thing. And so this will be up on the J-Town Community TV that Dwayne actually runs for the community. It's a great site. If you haven't been there, check it out. Like it, share it. And what, Dwayne, in like 24 hours?
We'll see.
Just kidding. Just kidding. In a short time, he'll have it posted. But just remember, Google this URL, or Google this, and it'll come up. And if the more you click on it, the more it'll come to the top of the pile, as you guys all know how that works. But check it out. It's got a lot of great videos. And you'll see a lot of things that happen here at the museum as well. Quick list of all the public programs that we have here at JAMS, and the list is extensive. I won't go through this in detail, but I'm going to leave this slide up here. Thanks again for everything. I appreciate it.
So much. Well, I just want to congratulate you all, students. You took the first step of this lifelong journey of reaching out, making friends, learning together, helping each other, challenging each other, and growing together. So congratulations and good luck, and thank you so much for coming, and thanks for inspiring us. Thank you, Michael, for making this happen.
Oh,
your passion, your dedication.
皆さんのおかげです。So it's because of everybody's will. Thank you guys very much. Please help us out with some great refreshments over there, and I'll bring up the soy milk here in a second, okay? Thanks. Oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh. We have this little corner in the back. So that Minami Sanriku reel that we showed you, I visited Kobo, which is the factory in Minami Sanriku, and I brought back a small box of goods. And of course, Octopus Kun is back there, plus shirts and whatnot. So check it out. It's all in the back there. So, alrighty, thanks again, you guys.